What's up, everybody? Just want to make a little video message to talk about a topic I feel is important and should be shared. And it's about generalizations and stereotypes. And this is something that is maybe obvious in our day and age, but this is something taught deep into psychology in multiple different ways. So I want to give a small example of a 10-year-old kid who comes across a pit bull. That pit bull ends up biting that child. Now, how is that child going to act next time it sees a pit bull? You think it's going to want to go and pet it, or it's going to be cautious? So what needs to happen is we need to recognize that that pit bull bit that kid not because it's a pit bull, but because of the owner and the environment and how that pit bull was raised. Okay, so there's plenty of poodles out there and chihuahuas and Labradors. All dogs bite because they're dogs. All dogs bite, no matter what breed they are. It comes down to how the owner and their environment influence them to behave. So it seems like we live in a society where that pit bull bites one kid. Well, now we got to get rid of all the pit bulls, right? We allowed that one pit bull to represent all pit bulls. That's stereotyping. We need to recognize ourselves when we are having stereotypical thoughts. And that starts with self-examination and self-awareness. It's intuitive, it's instinctive to think that. To generalize is a survival mechanism, actually. Okay? So it's there to serve us, to purpose for survival. But we've allowed it to make us sexist or racist or stereotypist. And in order to get rid of that, again, we need to be aware of the thoughts that we are thinking. So next time that little kid sees a pit bull, it might give that second pit bull a chance. Of course, you should still be cautious, but you should be cautious around all dogs. So maybe if you give that second pit bull a chance, you'll see, oh, all pit bulls aren't dangerous. Don't let that one pit bull represent all pit bulls. Okay, so another good example is how we have labeled black cats. Such a simple analogy. We have labeled black cats as unlucky, fearful, dangerous. Leave them alone. Why? Why have we done that? Everyone think about that. Why are black cats so fearful and unlucky? Why? Well, your answer is because they're black. No other reason other than the fact that the cats are black. And so you all, I was about to say us, but no, not me, you guys have now accepted this label that black cats are unlucky and fearful. So that's why you see more stray black cats. That's why you don't pick up black cats from the streets. There's a lack of compassion for black cats. So you will see more black cats in the streets, in the dumpsters, in the trash can. They're always going across the field on an NFL football game. How come it's just black cats? The same reason why if you look at third world countries, it's full of people of color. people of color, for the most part. There's a lack of compassion for people of color in America, in the world. Just like there's a lack of compassion for black cats. It's only simply because they are black. So we must have this self-awareness of how we think about things to correct it. So if you can't distinguish and differentiate and discern the difference, so if there are some black people out there that are doing something wrong, and maybe they're chanting Black Lives Matter, you're allowing those people to represent like all black people. Let me represent myself. So me, if I go out into the streets and do something wrong, don't allow me to represent man or black people. I represent myself. So if I do something wrong, that is me. Again, let that pit bull represent himself. Don't let him represent all pit bulls. Okay? So that's what we need to do, is stop allowing, I'm a Christian, and there's some Christian Ku Klux Klan members or Christian cults, or people take Christianity and do wrong things with it. Whether it's even, enforcing slavery in the name of God or the Bible. But you know what? I'm still a Christian. I don't allow those people to represent Christianity. All the people who are doing wrong with the Bible, oh, I guess I can't be a Christian then. Look at them. No, I'm not a stereotyper. I don't generalize. They represent themselves. So every time someone's talking to me about Christianity or whatever, but the Christians do that and Christians do this. So I'm like, let Jesus represent Christianity. Because I certainly am not worthy of it, and neither of those people. But I was going to a church and they were doing all this cricket stuff. Okay, they represent themselves. They don't represent Christianity. Let's stop the stereotyping and generalizing. Start to discern. Recognize your thoughts. Purify your heart to be aware of your thoughts. Are these godly thoughts? Is this really true? The same can be said for the fans of presidential candidates. And sometimes the people do wrong things to support their president. But those people don't represent the president. They represent themselves. Okay? So I feel like this country is turning into, I don't want this to be a black versus white thing, nor do I want it to be a Democrat versus a Republican thing. You know what the battle is? The battle is ignorance versus intelligence in America. That's the battle. Ignorance versus intelligence. There's ignorant people in all races, in all parties. Okay? We're also battling good-hearted versus wrong-hearted people. So if we can pick a side from that, then the labels will drop. The more labels that we have, the more we have to fight about. But are you intelligent and good-hearted? Then you're on my team. Then you're on my team. And it doesn't really matter what religion you are or race you are, male or female, because you're good-hearted and you're intelligent. So in America, let's all come together and realize that this is a battle versus ignorance and wrong-hearted. No matter what you're doing in your life, where you come from, distinguish that. And I think that we're better off, taking more accountability as the 80%. Let's just say the government and the president represents the 20%, and we're just all voting and hoping they make the changes, but we're the 80%. And so I'm the 80% kind of person that I'm going to make the changes that I want to see. I'm going to do something. Okay, and so when you're voting out there, one thing, I honestly don't. I know one candidate is obviously worse than the other, and we probably already know who that candidate is. And the fact that you know who that is without me saying his name will let you know. I'm not going to say his name. You already know. But I do see negativity on both sides. And so really what I'm looking at, I've got many different issues that are important to me, but I want a leader that talks about God. Like, how often does the word God come out of your leader's mouth, your president's mouth? How often does he talk about God? Does he not want to offend anybody by talking about God? Does he do things for show, like he loves God? How often does your leader talk about God? Because ultimately, whoever we choose to be our leader, the blessings or the curses from that leader are going to affect us. So this is in God's hands now. And I think about who would God want to be our president. And of course, we're all going to come to the same conclusion of who we think. So I just want everybody to, the reaction to whoever wins, I got a plan for both. And I know this is important and it's historical, but whoever becomes president, I'm not going to let it affect my life. I'm always going to overcome every single obstacle that comes my way. And really, I haven't seen the change from either party, Democrat or Republican, past 20 years. I really haven't seen. Everyone just wants to win our votes. And then after they get our votes, they don't need nothing else from us. And that's how I feel. So I feel like the 80% needs to start doing the things that they are passionate about, whether it's women's rights or immigration rights, allowing God back into this country. We can't just complain, man. We got to build a team, start taking action and influencing and motivating others to do the same. So here I am in Ohio. I know this is a big battleground state, so I kind of just wanted to put my message out there. And hopefully America chooses what's best for America. And there's always unintended consequences, So I always take that into account when analyzing decisions. What would be the unintended consequences if this person wins? So that's all I got to say for you guys. And that's, just wanted to stay positive, and God bless, and enjoy your right to vote, and have a God blessed day.